free.
Alright.
But I don't want it to run out.
I'll try and keep my answers shorter.
Ah, you're right.
I should ramble less now because I'm a little bit prepared now.
Just get you to say your name, just to test audio.
Roberta Faulkner is my Aussie name. My full name is Roberta Rato Ellison Faulkner, but that was Tākau. My family is from Waimana on my mother's side. My mother is Maori, my father's English actually. Yep, so Tūhoi people. Yeah, my grandparents left Waimana, moved to Gisborne, or the back blocks of Gisborne anyway, when they were young people, made themselves a life there, so that's where we were all born and raised, and that is home. My parents now live there in Gisborne in my grandparents' home in town, but as children we were all brought up on Waipawa Station, which is big sheep station out the back, Mangatu blocks. Gizzy people will know, pretty famous in the farming world. And yeah, I didn't really spend a lot of time in Waimana as a child till my mum's father was sick and basically passed away. I was about 14, so for 2 years we did travel back a bit more, visiting, and yeah, got to know the whānau better, got to know the place better, and yeah, liked it, formed a bit more of a connection with Waimana, our real place. And yeah, I'd love going home and taking my children there. I don't, you know, I'm still very ignorant about my own roots, but Gizzy, great place, love it. Yeah. Well, we live here in Byford. That's a outer suburb of Perth, Western Australia. It's a place with a fair bit of history. It used to be a small country town, but like a lot of small country towns around Perth, Perth is catching up to it. So we live in a relatively new housing estate. This was all dairy farming land only 10 years ago. So, but it still does have a bit of country town feel to it, which we really enjoy that aspect of it, especially for the kids, because they haven't lived in a city before. This is their first time. Well, it'll be 2 years in February since we've lived here, and yeah, it's really good. We like it. Still, you know, close enough to everything that you could possibly need, but yeah, far enough away from the hustle and bustle to, well, you've noticed for yourself how quiet it is here. So yeah, it's great. And that, when I say we, the family, that's myself, my partner Lee, he's Australian from New South Wales. My oldest son Ari has just moved back from New Zealand actually, and I mean a week ago. And then there's Bruno, who's 14, Lars is 11, and then Lee and I have our own little baby together, Matilda, who's 7 months. So we have a blended family, and yep, we love living here. I'm surprised I liked it, because I haven't lived in the city since I finished high school back in the 80s. But I'm actually really enjoying it. It's good. Well, I first moved to Australia permanently to live in 1996. At the time I only had Ari, he was a little 4-year-old. We came over to live in a small country town down south in Western Australia, a little place called Ongerup, sheep and wheat farming town, a few hundred people, less than that now. Like a lot of the small towns, they're getting smaller. I came there specifically because I had a cousin living there, so she was sort of set up, you know, rang her up, and yep, heaps of jobs. So I went there as a rouseabout, working in the shearing sheds, which is something that I'd already done for quite a few years back home, and then I had spent a few years on and off in Australia, moving, travelling, doing that. And ended up getting stuck in Ongerup for about 13 years, marrying a local farmer's son, having two little mozzies, two little Maori Aussie children, and raising a family there for quite a while. Great little place, no regrets, an awesome place. After a long time there, we moved up north. Husband got a job on the mines, and we were in Tom Price, which is a iron ore mining town up north in the Pilbara region. So we were there for about 5 years. Actually, our marriage ended while we were living there, but I stayed on, and the kids were in school and my oldest son was working, so we were lucky enough to be in a position where we could stay in town, and ended up entering a new relationship with a friend of mine who was only ever a friend, but now here we are living together, a blended family living in Perth. We've got a child together, so yeah, awesome. So 1995 to 2013, coming up to my 20 years very soon.